we are saddened to learn that the most venerable Galayaye Piyadassi Thero has passed away. So it now comes to the moment of paying that final tribute. In particular, it's worth reminding that the Mudita Children's Home was one of his remarkable social services. Also, he has rendered a great service to local communities in the UK and all across the world, while propagating the noble message of compassion, loving kindness, sympathetic joy, and equanimity. In Brave, there is no doubt Most Venerable Galayaye Piyadassi Thero remains an ideal character of Buddhism in the UK.
Kingsbury srisaddhatissa ජාත්‍යන්තර බෞද්ධ මධ්‍යස්ථානයේ නිර්මාතෘ අපවත් වී වදාළ අගමහා පණ්ඩිත පූජ්‍ය ගලයායේ පියදස්සී අවිධාන නායක ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ විසින් කරගෙන විශාල සමාජ මෙහෙවර අතරේ කුරුණෑගල හෙට්ටිපොළ ගල්කන්ද මුදිතා ළමා නිවාසය විශේෂයෙන් නම් කිරීමට පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේම වලහන්දුව ප්‍රදේශයේ සුනාමි ගම්මානයක් බිහි කිරීමත්, ඒ වගේම නාවල srisaddhatissa ජාත්‍යන්තර පුස්තකාලය ගොඩනැගීමත් උන්වහන්සේ විසින් සිදු කරගෙන විශාල සමාජ මෙහෙවරෙන් කොටස් කිහිපයක් පමණයි. ඒ වගේම ලන්ඩන් කිංස්බරි ප්‍රදේශයේ සිංහල බෞද්ධ ජනතාව වෙනුවෙන් උන්වහන්සේ විශාල සේවයක් ඉෂ්ට සිද්ධ කරමින් සිටින මොහොතක 76 වෙනි වියේදී උන්වහන්සේ අපවත් වී වදාළ. ඉතින් උන්වහන්සේගේ ශ්‍රී දේහය මේ වන විට කිංස්බරි srisaddhatissa ජාත්‍යන්තර බෞද්ධ මධ්‍යස්ථානයේ තැන්පත් කර තිබෙනවා. හෙට උදෑසන 8:30 දක්වා මහජන ගෞරවය පිණිස.
අවුරුද්දේ එංගලන්තයට වැඩම කරලා ලන්ඩන් බෞද්ධ විහාරය මුල් කරගෙන ප්‍රථමයෙන්ම තමන් වහන්සේගේ ධර්මචාරිකාව ආරම්භ කරලා 1989 අවුරුද්දේ හම්මලව ශ්‍රී සද්ධාතිස්ස නායක මාහිමිපාණන් වහන්සේගේ අවවාද අනුශාසනා මත නීස්දන්හි ආරම්භ කරන ලද බෞද්ධ මධ්‍යස්ථානය 1990 අවුරුද්දේ කෙන්ටන් බෞද්ධ විහාරය හැටියට ආරම්භ කරලා 1991 අවුරුද්දේ මෙම ස්ථානයේ කිංස්බරි ශ්‍රී සද්ධාතිස්ස ජාත්‍යන්තර බෞද්ධ මධ්‍යස්ථානය නම් ආරම්භ කරලා පුරා තමන් වහන්සේගේ මුළු ජීවිතයම මේ ස්ථානය මුල් කරගෙන මේ රටට මුළු මහත් ලෝකයට මහා මෙහෙවරක් කරමින් මහා යෝධ බුද්ධ පුත්‍රයන් වහන්සේනමක් හැටියට කටයුතු කරපු අපේ ශ්‍යාමපාලි වංශික මහා නිකායේ මල්වතු මහා විහාර පාර්ශ්වයේ එක්සත් රාජධානියේ ප්‍රධාන අධිකරණ සංඝනායක කිංස්බරි ශ්‍රී සද්ධාතිස්ස ජාත්‍යන්තර බෞද්ධ මධ්‍යස්ථානාධිපති අග්ගමහා පණ්ඩිත අපේ ගලයායේ පියදස්සි නායක මාහිමිපාණන් වහන්සේ ඒ කටයුතු මේ මොහොතේ සිදු කිරීමටයි සූදානම්.
උන්වහන්සේ ගුණානුස්මරණ පින්කම සිද්ධ කළා. කඨින මහා පින්කම සිද්ධ කළා. වෙසක් පුණ්‍යෝත්සවයේ සිද්ධ කළා. ඒ වගේම පොසොන් උත්සවයේ සිද්ධ කළා. ඒ එක්කම දඹදිව කපිලවස්තුපුරේ සර්වඥ ධාතුන් වහන්සේලා වඩම්මලා කොමන්වෙල්ත් මධ්‍යස්ථානයේ ප්‍රදර්ශනය කළා. අර ළමා මධ්‍යස්ථානයේ දරුවන් නැටුම් ගැයුම් පුරුදු කරලා දෙවරක් එංගලන්තයේ බ්‍රෙන්ට් නගර ශාලාවේ බේස් ගන්නපු දරුවන්ගේ නැටුම් සංදර්ශන කරලා
සංස්කෘතිය සහ සිංහල චාරිත්‍ර වාරිත්‍ර සිංහල භාෂාව සිංහල අලුත් අවුරුදු උත්සවය හැම දෙයක්ම උතුම් භාවයට ගෙනාවේ උන්වහන්සේ.
අපේ නායක හඳුරන්ගේ දේහය මේ ස්ථානයට වැඩම කරපු අවස්ථාවේ ඉඳලා මේ දක්වාම විශේෂයෙන්ම විවිධ ජාතික විවිධ ආගමික නායකයෝ මේ ස්ථානයට ඇවිදලා උන්වහන්සේට ගෞරව කළා. ඉතින් මේ කටයුත්ත අද සිද්ධ කරනවා වගේම හෙට දිනේදී රාජකීය සම්බන්ධ වෙලා සිද්ධ කරන විශේෂ ඒ වැඩසටහන පැවැත්වෙනවා.
ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි සංඝං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ဒုတိယံ පි බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ဒုတိယံ පි ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ဒုတိယံ පි සංඝං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි တတိယံ පි බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි တတိယံ පි ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි တတိယံ පි සංඝං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ပါဏာတိပါတာဝေရမဏီ සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි အදින්නා දානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි ကာမေစုမိစ္ဆာචාරා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි มุสาวาทาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ สุราเมรยมัจจปมาดัตถานาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ මෙම වාඩි වෙන්න මෙම සංවේගදායී අවස්ථාවට සහ සම්බන්ධ වීම සඳහා මහා විහාර වංශික ශ්‍යාමෝපාලි මහානිකායේ මණ්ඩප පාර්ශ්වීය අතිගෞරවාර්හ තිග්ගොටුවාවේ ශ්‍රී සිද්ධාර්ථ සුමංගලාභිධාන මහානායක මහාන්‍යයන් වහන්සේ ඇතුළු සානුනායක ගරුතර කාරක මහා සංඝ සභාවෙන් මල්ලතු මහා විහාරයේ සීල මහා සංඝරත්නයෙන් සංවේගය ප්‍රකාශ කරමින් විශේෂයෙන් අපේ පරම පූජනීය අතිගෞරවාර්හ මහානායක මාහිපාණන් වහන්සේගේ අවසරයත් නියමයක් අනුව මෙම ස්ථානයට වැඩමවා වදාළ අපේ මහා විහාර වංශික ශ්‍යාමපාලි මහානිකාය මල්වතු පාර්ශ්ව ගරුතර කාරක සංඝ සභික අනුරාධපුර වික්ෂු විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ ප්‍රායෝගික බෞද්ධ අධ්‍යයන අංශාධිපති රාජකීය පඬිත් දර්ශනපති වැලිවිට ශ්‍රී සෝරතාභිධාන නායක ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ ඒ වගේම විද්‍යෝදය පරිවේනාධ්‍යක්ෂ රුහුණු විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ කුලපති බෞද්ධ පාලි විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ හිටු මහෝපාධ්‍යාය ආචාර්ය අකුරටියේ ශ්‍රී නන්දාභිධාන වස්නාහිර පළාතේ ප්‍රධාන සංඝනායක ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ ඒ වගේම වේරගොඩැල්ල පුරාණ විහාරාධිපති අපේ අතිගරු ජනාධිපතිතුමන්ගේ බෞද්ධ උපදේශක නම්වල නානා ලෝකාභිධාන ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ ඇතුළු ශ්‍රී ලංකාද්වීපයෙන් වැඩමවා වදාළ ගරුතර මහා සංඝරත්නයත් ඒ වගේම මෙම ඉංගලන්තයේ ලන්ඩන් බෞද්ධ විහාරාධිපති අපේ මල්ලුතු මහා විහාරයේ කාලයක්ම මහා විහාර සම්ප්‍රදායන අනුව කටයුතු කරමින් දැනට මෙම ලන්ඩන් විහාරාධිපති වශයෙන් කටයුතු කරන ආචාර්ය බෝගොඩ ශ්‍රී සීලමලා විධාන නායක ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ එංගලන්තයේ ප්‍රධාන සංඝනායක ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ කිංස්බරි විහාරස්ථානයේ මහාගම කටයුතු සිදු කරනු ලබන අපේ මණ්ඩප පාර්ශ්වයේම ප්‍රධාන සංඝනායක මහාන්දුරල්පොළ ශ්‍රී මහින්දාභිධාන නායක ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ ප්‍රධාන කොට ඇති ඒ වගේම පරවාහර ශ්‍රී චන්ද්‍රරතනාභිධාන පන්සේ ප්‍රධාන සංඝනායක ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ තුළු සියලුම නායක ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේලා විහාරාධිපති වහන්සේලා තුළු මහා සංඝරත්නයන් අවසරයි. වගේම අපේ කොමසාරිස්තුමිය වගේ නියෝජ්‍ය කොමසාරිස්තුමන් නගරාධිපතිතුමන් තුළු ශ්‍රී ලංකාදීපෙන් පැමිණි අපේ පින්වත් පිරිස මේ ප්‍රදේශයේ ඇතුළු සම්භාවනීය පින්වත්නි දායකාරකාදී පින්වතුනි ඊටාම සංවේග අවස්ථාවකටයි අපි හැමදෙනාම සහ සම්බන්ධ වන්නේ මේ අවසාන අවස්ථාව සම්බුද්ධ ශාසනය වෙනුවෙන් රට වෙනුවෙන් ජාතිය වෙනුවෙන් සුවිශාල සේවයක් ශ්‍රී ලංකාදීපයේ සිදු කරමින් ඉන් අනතුරුව මෙම එංගලන්තයේ ලන්ඩන් නුවරට වැඩමවලා ලන්ඩන් විහාරයේ ඒ වගේම ශ්‍රී සද්ධාතිස්ස ජාත්‍යන්තර බෞද්ධ මධ්‍යස්ථානාධිපති වශයෙන් සුවිශාල සේවයක් සිදු කරමින් අපවත් වී වදාළ මේ මෘතදේහයේ අයිති අග්ගමහා පණ්ඩිත ආචාර්ය ගලයායේ ශ්‍රී පීයදස්ස විධාන එංගලන්තෙහි එක්සත් රාජධානියේ ප්‍රධාන අධිකරණ සංඝනායක ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේට අවසාන ගෞරවය දක්වමින් පරලෝක සදා උන්වහන්සේට පින් අනුමෝදන් කරන අවස්ථාවටයි හැමදෙනාම සම්බන්ධ වන්නේ. ඉතින් අපේ ගලයායේ ශ්‍රී පීයදස්ස නායක හාමුදුරුවෝ පිළිබඳව දින ගණනාවක් මුළුල්ලේම උන්වහන්සේ පිළිබඳව තොරතුරු ප්‍රකාශ කරමින් ඒ වගේම ඒ සේවය අගය කරමින් ඊයේ හවසත් ඒ පංසකුල ආදී ඒ පූජාවන් පවත්වමින් පින් අනුමෝදන් කරමින් උන්වහන්සේට අවසාන ගෞරවය දක්වන මේ මොහොතේදී උන්වහන්සේට පරලෝක සඳහා අවශ්‍ය කරන පින්පෙත් අනුමෝදන් කර කිරීමට මෙලම සිද්ධ කරගත්තා වූ පින්පෙත් උන්වහන්සේ බලයෙන් උන්වහන්සේට සියල්ලම අත්පත් වේවා කියන උදාාරතර ප්‍රාර්ථනා සමුදායෙන්නේ දැන් මේ සෝදානම් කරගත්තු මතක වස්ත්‍රය දැන් සාංගික පූජා කරලා පින් අනුමෝදන් වේවා කියන ප්‍රාර්ථනාවෙන් මතක වස්ත්‍රය අපට ඇරගෙන දැන් ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරන්නේ අපේ අග්ගමහා පණ්ඩිත ආචාර්ය ගලයායේ ශ්‍රී පීයදස්ස විධාන කිංස්බරි විහාරාධිපති එක්සත් රාජධානියේ ප්‍රධාන අධිකරණ සංඝනායක ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේට මේ මතක වස්ත්‍ර ආදී පූජා කිරීම ඒ වගේම පළමුවෙන්ම පංචශීල සමාදන් වීමේ අවබෝධය දක්වම ශ්‍රේෂ්ඨ මානසික සම්පත්තිය විඳින්නට ලැබේවා දිව්‍ය සම්පත්තිය විඳින්නට ලැබේවා ආපාතන ඉපදේවා පැවිදි වීමට ලැබේවා අවසානයේ උතුම් දෙවි මිනිස්සුක කෙලවර අමා මහ නිවන් සපතන ලැබේවා කියලා ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරගෙන මේ වාක්‍ය කියලා මෙදනා පෙන්වන්න ඉදම් මේ ඥාති නම් හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉදම් මේ ඥාති නම් හෝතු සුඛිතා හොන්තු ඥාතයෝ ඉදම් මේ වේතෝ දින්නම් වේතානම් උපකප්පසෝ යතා.
And I believe Venerable Piyadassi Thero took that motto to do so many services to the community at large, Sri Lankan, non-Sri Lankan, British, everyone. If you look at the magazine that I have here, which we published at the 10th anniversary, you can see all the services that we achieved within 10 years. Not 20, within 10 years, and you can see all the services he did, I believe, bearing that in mind. And to obviously accomplish that, his arrival to the United Kingdom was at the London Vihara, and under the shadow and guidance of the Most Venerable Honorable Srisaddhatissa Thero, who he really truly respected by even naming the center that he opened as a mark of respect, and hence called the Buddhist center as Srisaddhatissa Buddhist Center. So I have great honor to invite the current abbot.
Is a good friend of mine as well. We took position when there was and also Venerable Mahasangha, our friend Akulati Nanda Thero, the Chancellor of Colombo University in Sri Lanka, and most venerable Aunt Valpola Mahinda Thero, resident monk of srisaddhatissa Sinhala, and also most venerable Udwe Dhammadeshana Thero is a good friend of all the monks here, and also most venerable Nayaka Thero from France, and dear brothers, brother monks. On behalf of the Sri Lankan Sangha community in the UK, I stand here and also
and words, as well as reminding us the great service that Piyadassi achieved, along with the reflections of the type of guidance that we also should try to adopt, and surely most of us have already adopted his ways of working, and that's why yesterday when we had the funeral religious observance at the Vihara last evening, there were about over 63 monks and also the clergy and the many nuns, the nuns as well. So the total 63 and many more. And I'm sure over the last few days, many devotees across the boroughs from the UK came to visit and pay the last respect. All of that was also possible because of the support that you gave, and I know all of you are here because you appreciated his service that he did throughout, ever since the establishment and inception of the Buddhist temple at Kingsbury. And the supporters were there. You were the strength for him, and I'm sure you have great confidence in yourself to believe that you had at one time been, or at some time, or continuously been, that support for Vinaya Kandru to do all this service. During the inception, there were a few people, or shall I say a few monks, and they also were shoulder to shoulder in developing and putting a great foundation for the Vihara. And one of them, who I'd like to introduce now to share his recollection, is the Venerable Baba and Thero, is currently the abbot of the Finland Buddhist Vihara and Israel Buddhist Vihara, and the president of the Balangura Anandamayi Foundation, along with then other Bana, and also visiting monks, as you may have seen here. I think Venerable Nandanayak Thero, Venerable Thero, they're all a part of the team to develop this as well. But shoulder to shoulder at one time was the Venerable Ananda Thero. So please come forward to share your thoughts.
Most Venerable Mahasangha and Venerable Sangha. Her Excellency, the High Commissioner for Sri Lanka in the UK, Saroja Sena, and the Deputy High Commissioner for Sri Lanka in the UK, and dear friends. I have a lot of things to say, but I think it's better to read what I have noted down. It is with a heavy heart, I stand before you today to bid farewell to the most venerable Galayaye Piyadassi. With extraordinary resilience, who rose above his circumstances with perseverance until he reached the goal. His main aim was to serve the Sri Lankan Buddhist community as well as the whole faith. Let me share you all a bit of history. I first met Venerable Piyadassi in 1984 when he first arrived at the Lanka Buddhist Vihara. At that time I was residing in Lanka Buddhist Vihara. As time went by, Venerable Piyadassi, with help of Venerable, most Venerable Srisaddhatissa Thero and myself, and a few lay devotees, started a temple at Kingsbury Road in Wisden in northwest London. Soon the premises became inadequate and we had to move to Kenton and then to Kingsbury. At the beginning, it was a struggle for us to survive, as we did not have many devotees who could support the well-being of the monks, nor of temple. Just to give an example, we could hardly use the central heating system as we couldn't afford the bill. We had to wear several layers of clothing for us to survive, to stay home. But Venerable Piyadassi would never give up and was always trying to make good with whatever little we received. Today, the Kingsbury Temple stands at the highest due to the sheer effort of Venerable Piyadassi. Under the patronage of Venerable Piyadassi, the first ever Sinhala Tamil New Year, celebration was held in UK, which since then has been continuing with a growing success. He was a monk who truly lived for others' well-being. For his early days at the Kingsbury Temple, and long before it became popular, Venerable Piyadassi demonstrated his quality of responsibility he had for the community. He was there to help people at any time, day or night. He organized and supervised many religious, cultural programs and festivals, making all who participate feel well appreciated. It is worth mentioning my great teacher, the most venerable, Abhidhamma Maharajapuru Balambadanam Maitreya Mahanayaka Thero's association with the Kingsbury Temple and the Venerable Piyadassi. After the passing away of Srisaddhatissa Mahanayaka Thero, Venerable Balambadanam Maitreya Mahanayaka Thero was made the patron of the temple and observed Vasa at Kingsbury, I think 1994. This was an act of kindness by the Mahanayaka Thero to help Kingsbury temple, as he could see the devotion and the commitment made by Venerable Piyadassi to spread the Dharma in the UK for Sri Lankans. Those who know Venerable Piyadassi will remember him for his compassion and advice to the devotees. The journey was not easy. He faced all the challenge in Kingsbury Temple with great courage. He had boundless energy and his passion was infectious. Any ill health could not hold him back. From the life of the Venerable Piyadassi, his contribution and achievements will be forever remembered and appreciated. The tireless work for our Venerable Piyadassi's contribution to the society at large was recognized by the Asgiri and Malwata chapter in Sri Lanka and bestowed the Venerable with the title of Adhikarana Sanghanayaka and Chief Sanghanayaka. It is also worth noting the recognition made by Her Majesty the late Queen with an MBE titled Venerable Piyadassi for the tireless contribution he made to the society at large. Piyadassi, the shortest journey in Samsara. May Venerable Piyadassi add to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Venerable Thero. It is quite a sad moment, as we know, when we have been part of the foundation that he was laying in this country. And I share your feeling, Venerable Sir, and how shoulder to shoulder we had to work to develop the temple and also the guidance of the Venerable Piyadassi. So I had the privilege to visit the hospital on Friday with Venerable Galayaye Thero and Anand Velveta and Venerable Mandarubi Anand Mangala Thero. I think we fed him, cleaned him, but then on Saturday we had the message from the hospital that we had a choice to take him back to the temple or not. Unfortunately, he passed away on Monday, and we all gathered here, everyone, to actually show our last respects while he remains asking with us in front of us. Everyone, and I believe more than 99% of us, have had a touch from his kind words, kind gesture, service, and perhaps more than just a few words of guide. So we are here all together to make this moment worthy of respect, and I believe you are going to be patient enough to actually bear and endure this moment with great respect. Let us celebrate his life. Let us celebrate his service. Let us make his legacy a moment of remembrance and dedicate it to him. So, first of all, I'd like to obviously take the moment to introduce the Venerable Monks, but I'd rather hand it over to his senior most student, Venerable Thero, the director of the Mudita Boys Home, Venerable Piyadassi's first mission as service to the Sri Lankan community back in Kurunagala. And he's the senior most student director, Venerable Thero, here to invite some of you, as well as the respective ministers. And as you know, some have just arrived in this country. They haven't even had a glass of water yet. So, Venerable Secretary.
අවසරයි සිද්ධාර්ථ ගෞරවනීය ගුරුදේවෝත්තම නායක මහානිපාතන් වහන්සේගේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ සිදු කරන සියලුම ආගමික ශාසනික සමාජික කටයුතු සිදු කරන්නේ මම ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ අපේ මව් භාෂාවෙන් මේ වෙලාවේ අලුත් අත්දැකීම අවශ්‍යතාවය වෙනවා පිළිගැනීම සිදු කිරීම සඳහායි සූදානම් වෙන්නේ ඒ සඳහා මේ විදිහට සිද්ධ කරන ඒට අවස්ථාව සලසා දුන්න බොහොම ගෞරවයෙන් හිතනවා. Most venerable members of the Mahasangha, members of the other faith, distinguished guests, brothers and sisters in Dhamma, ladies and gentlemen, my teacher passed away on the 19th December peacefully at the North Park Hospital at the age of 76. Since then, many members of the Mahasangha, devotees and friends got together to organize the last rites of our beloved teacher. My duty is to welcome all of you, but it is not that easy to welcome by mention names. I take this opportunity to welcome most honorable Sangha, members of Malvat Mahavihara, under the guidance of the most honorable Mahasanayaka Thero, Reverend Dr. Pahamani Shiswandranayak Thero, the Secretary of the Supreme Sangha Council of Malvat Chapter and the Reverend Dr. Valividasoratanayak Thero, member of Supreme Sangha Council of Malvat Chapter who came all the way from Sri Lanka to participate in this event. I also warmly welcome when Bogadasilivanayak Thero, head of the London Buddhist Vihara, Chief Sangha Nayak of the United Kingdom, and all the other venerable monks from various temples in the UK. I also welcome when Parvahar Chandranayak Thero from Paris, Chief Sangha Nayak of France, and all the other Sangha members from other countries, including Sri Lanka. I also take this opportunity to welcome the High Commissioner of Sri Lanka in the UK and the British High Commissioner, British mayors, councillors, distinguished members of the other faith and all the devotees of our temple and various contributors of UK. As the eldest student monk of Galayaye Piyadassi, I promise to continue the service which was rendered by our master with the support of other breathing monks. I must thank all of you for participating in this event to share merit to our master. Finally, I would like to wish the supreme bliss of Nibbana to our beloved teacher. Thank you.
Thank you, Venerable Thero. Now we proceed with the rituals. Although we had grand Buddhist finale ritual on Sakura at the Vihara yesterday, last night, it is ideal to also have this crematorium according to our understanding. So we have going to engage in some Buddhist rituals first before we listen to some recollections of the venerable sirs and the dignitaries here present. So may I take the opportunity to warmly welcome the most venerable sirs who came here this morning around, I believe, at 4 o'clock. So we had the presence of the Shamupali Mahanikaya, the Malava chapter, and the Sangha Council representative, the Secretary General as well as the Chief Abbot of the Somavati Rajmahavihara, Rajakiya Pandita, Dr. Pahamani Srisaddhatissa Mahanayaka Thero, who actually directly came to this crematorium along with Venerable Dhananda and other visitors as well. So most venerable, we'd like to invite you to administer the 5 precepts to the congregation gathered here, as well as make the offering of the Matagavatha, dedicating it to the Venerable Piyadassi Thero. Most welcome, sir.
Also, he sent me to Sri Lanka, where I met Lanka Thero, it was through Lanka Thero and Dharmadeshana that I was taken to a small temple, like a village temple. And I lived there with the nuns, and I became a nun, a Sri Lankan nun, I think. So really, to ordain me for him caused a lot of problem amongst the community and also monks, especially to be given the ceremonial sila. It was said we must only be of seal. But he decided it wasn't him, and Swami decided this was not enough for nuns leaving their homes. So we were given, all the nuns here today, we are 4 here today, all were given ceremonial sila. And really, I count the qualities he has. How long is a piece of string? We never know. So his qualities we don't know. But his kindness and his compassion towards the women in the community, I don't just mean the nuns, I mean everyone. You all probably have a story. You see that laugh, that very nice laugh always when we met him. And he helped with all our problems. So really, I didn't write anything to say. I didn't know if I was going to talk until this morning. But he was a pioneer, and his Dharmadutta perhaps is fulfilled this life. And whatever is happening next, he doesn't have us hanging on to his apron all the time. He is free from us. And we must also not mourn. He would not want us to mourn him, to sit and cry. Nothing like that. As a monk, he understood life and what was going to happen to him eventually. And I believe, I didn't see him a lot, but I believe he was still kind and compassionate, even right up to the end of his life, I think. So we have a lot to learn from that. And as nuns, we gain that place in the Sangha that the Buddha wanted for us, the 4-pillared Sangha. So now we have nun novices, we have monks, we have lay people, men and women, our 4 pillars. So we must thank him for giving us this opportunity. And I want to thank the Monks Sangha for inviting me to come. I wasn't able to come every day, but I have come 3 days. And I really don't have much to say, except for may you all be well, happy and peaceful. And don't mourn our Nayaka Andrew. He would not want that. Remember him smiling. Yes?
To be with you today, to represent the Greater London Lieutenancy and also to represent His Majesty, the King, and the royal family. It has been a tumultuous year for the royal family and for everyone. With the celebration of the Queen's Platinum Jubilee, it then followed that with the sad passing of Her Majesty the Queen. And then the proclamation of the new King Charles III. Our key mission is to build bridges for a fairer London. So this includes connecting communities such as the Sri Lanka community in London, individuals, organizations, and networks. Our objective is to enhance Londoners, including Sri Lankans. sense of belonging, thereby increasing social inclusion and hopefully a better life for everyone. I was appointed the Representative Deputy Lieutenant for the London Borough of Brent in 2007 to represent Her Majesty the Queen as her eyes and ears in the borough. It was in 2008 that I first met the Venerable Galayaye, Piyadassi, MBE. I attended the first of many events held by him and organized by his fellow monks and colleagues. Faith is one of the pillars and dimensions of the work that I and my fellow deputy lieutenants do in London. We believe that spirituality can play a positive role in helping individuals to build self-esteem and confidence. And by definition, being a member of an organized religion, such as Buddhism, can enhance one's that we were also remembering the many hundreds of thousands of people who were killed in the tsunami. So as a result of his great and successful efforts and his work for the community, it was not surprising that this was rewarded and recognized by Her Majesty the Queen when he was appointed MBE, member of the British Empire. In summary, his influence, wisdom, teachings, selfless devotion to help others impacted on the lives of so many people here today and also.
Website is help of the staff. After passing away, supporters of the Buddhist Center contributed as if the funeral was at their own home. So many people generously sacrifices their time, money, willpower in order to give their highest respect to the late Thero. They organize themselves into different groups and various needs, example, providing food, water for the different events at the temple, the group of regular devotees who clean the temple daily, providing transport for the funeral, for the monks, devotees, creating run civic air, and decorating the Ralipalam, the traditional decoration everywhere around the building, and crematorium, which was done by the Mr. Jayaratna Bandara and his team. Arranging the flowers at the temple as well as crematorium. Additional accommodations such as erecting tents, providing rooms for the visiting monks, etc. The media team worked with Sri Lankan correspondents, social media, and interviewing various visitors. Arrangement for the funeral procession with the attendance of the former and current pupils of the Dhamma school. Issuing letters, documents, and making arrangement for the close relatives and the friends of Venerable Galayaye Piyadassi to obtain visa to visit UK for the funeral. Handling of the donation and the financial aid received, which was led by the Venerable Amudagama Sirinivasa. We are thankful for solicitors, Mrs. Rajni Paris, Christopher Matthew solicitors for handling legal side of the temple, working closely with the Nayaka Thero. We would like to express our sincere thanks to the funeral parlor, Mr. Anis Rajput and his group pay special attention. Respect allowed us to flexibility when it comes to the funeral arrangements, recognizing the monk as a prominent figure in our Buddhist community. Thanks to the supporters for helping and obtaining special coffin for Venerable Piyadassi with the support of President of Sri Lanka, Mr. Ranil Wickremesinghe, and the Minister of Trade, Mr. Nalin Fernando, who gave support to the transport of coffin from Sri Lanka. Many thanks to all the monks who especially flown from different countries for this event, especially Chief Monk from Malacca chapter and Venerable Nanda Thero, trustee, Venerable Soraka Thero, Venerable Soraka Thero, a lecturer of Buddhist University, and so many other monks in Sri Lanka. Ulvitike Bodhisira, Venerable Ratmali Sarada, Venerable Godamune Piyananda from Sri Lanka, Venerable Aravare Chandradhan Nayak from France, Venerable Alujjava Dhammayoti from New York, Venerable Ananda from Boston, America, Venerable Amragopi Mangala from Israel. All the other distinguished acts of the UK, including Chief Sanganayak of the UK, Head of London Buddhist Vihara, Venerable Piyadassi, and other many monks from the different Buddhist centers. Nuns, including from the Dharmadeshana and all the other nuns. And the members of Harrow Interfaith, including the Chief Chair, Mr. Gopal Bhattu. We would like to express our sincere thanks to all the kind donation and support extended by the Buddhist temple, centers for other faith, and from those within the community for their kind words. Visit the temple and other form of help since Venerable Piyadassi's passing. This has included support for the participation and religious ceremonies at the Kingsbury Buddhist temple over the past few weeks. I would like to also thank to the young students of the Dhamma school for attending and taking part in funeral procession. Teachers, including the senior teacher, Mrs. Ramya Jayawardena, for helping to run the school in the absence of head teacher Venerable Godamune Piyananda, and parents for their support. A special thanks to the Venerable Sumana Ramani, head of Mindful Buddhist Center, who had long close association with the Venerable Piyadassi for conducting this event to the highest standard. I must appreciate support of residents, monks, especially Venerable Galayaye Dharmadeshana, who has demonstrated his skills and abilities as an all-rounder liaising with the necessary people and organizations. There are too many people to name, but I would like to thank everyone who has helped us in any way. Finally, I would like to thank to the fellow trustees of the temple, both present and the past and the present, especially Mr. Chandra Mandravela for tirelessly working with Venerable Piyadassi to safeguard the work of the center and enable these activities become realized for the benefit of community for the near and far. May Venerable Piyadassi attain the final bliss of Nibbana.
Sabbe majju asanyanti Sabbe sammajju paritanam Gacchatam paralokato Napitatayate puttam Nyatin vapana nyatake Pikkatam eva nyatinam Passalala patam putu Ekameko machanam Goajjo viyaniyati Eva mambhahato loko Macchuta chacharaya Tasmadhirana sochanti Viditva paloka pariyayam Yassa magganna janasi Agatassa gatassa va Ubho ante asampassam Niratthaṃ paridevasi Paridevayamanoche Kincidatthaṃ udabbahe Sammulho hinsamattanam Khairacenam vicakkano Nahirunnena sokena Samting pappoti cetaso Bhiyassu pajjantite Dukkham sarira upahanyati Kiso vivanno bhavati Hingsa mattana mattana Natena peta palenti Nirattha paridevana Sukha majja pahadaham jantu Biyo dukkham nigacchati Anuttunanto kalam katham Sukassa vasamam vaguni passagamini Yatha kam තස්ස සතං ජීවේ භීයෝ ආපන මානවෝ ඥාති සංඝා විනා හෝති ජහාති ඉද ජීවිතං තස්මා අරහතෝ සුත්වා විනේය පරිදේවිතං පේතං කාලං කතං දිස්වා නිසෝ ලබ්භා මයායිති යතහා සරණ මාදිත්තං වාරිනා පරිනිබ්බයේ ඒවම්පි ධීරෝ සම්පන්නෝ පණ්ඩිතෝ කුසලෝ නරෝ කිප්පනුප්පතිතං